All right, welcome back to this edition of High School Soccer on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Starting lineups being introduced in this game between Bryan and Archbold. Here's the starting lineup for Archbold. They are the visitors in this game. Trey Theobald gets the start at forward. Ethan Hagens getting the start at midfielder. Chase Kohler is one of the defenders, along with Sansun Nafziger at midfield. Devin Whitty is one of the defenders. Elijah Zimmerman, another one of the midfielders. Cam Collins gets the start and defense, and Clay Gehrig is one of the starting forwards today. Andrew Hogriff is one of the forwards, along with Josh Kidder, one of the midfielders. The goalkeeper for tonight is Noah Cheney. For Bryan, their starters are Reese Jackson, Brendan Reiser, Brandon Yosick, Austin Tomaszewski, Brooks Brown, Keegan McCashin, Chandler Jackson, Travis Bauman, Evan Collin, Zach Seaman, and Quinn Brown. So we're just about to get started here. We'll take another quick break here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
When Cameron's family came to us with a plea for help, we put our minds and our hearts into creating a solution. Selfless teamwork made the impossible possible. NSCC really is the heart of education.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Well, we are just about ready for the start of this game, a Northwest Ohio Athletic League matchup between Bryan and Archbold. This is the first league game of the year for as far as Archbold is concerned, but Bryan, I believe, has played a couple of league games already this year. And Archbold was the top team in the Northwest Ohio Athletic League just a year ago. Yeah, Bryan has played just one game against a conference foe. That was against Wauseon, and that was the game that ended in a tie. So we are about ready to get things started here in Bryan. Third home game of the season for the Golden Bears. And it looks like it's going to be Chandler Jackson to put it in play for Bryan. Jackson you may see on the football team as well, and they'll be in action tomorrow night against Woodward. Kicked up field, but Archbold has it. And it's taken by number 14, Josh Kidder. And a chance here for Archbold, but it's going to be scooped up by Jackson. And he will send it back in play. And Jackson sends it a long way into play, right across midfield. But it's back in Archbold's possession. That was, number 17, Trey Theobald on the Archbold side. And looks like we're going to have a free kick here for the Bears. And it will be a free kick. It's going to be number 5, Brooks Brown, putting it in play. Brown sends it toward the box, and that's going to be an easy scoop for goalkeeper Noah Cheney. And another good long kick from the box. Could perhaps be a chance here for Archbold. And that's going to go out of bounds. We're going to have a goal kick. As Andrew Hogriff was pushing towards the net. Check that. It's going to be a corner kick. Sanson Nafziger will put it in play for Archbold. And he sends it toward the box. Not going to be a clear shot on goal, at least not to start out, but still in the possession of Archbold. One sent backwards toward number 10, Chase Kohler. And taken away by the Bears. But a good defensive effort, meanwhile, by I believe that's 14 Kidder. But he's not kidding around with his defense. Sent toward the middle, and a possible chance here for the Bears. Shot on goal right at Noah Cheney. Brandon Yosick taking the shot there. So far, that's the best shot on goal anyone's had, but we're only 2.5 minutes into play. Pushed up the field, and Bryan's got it back. Upfield for Jackson. Little soft pass into traffic, and that's taken away by number 10, Chase Kohler. Kohler around the outside, and he's tripped up, and we're going to get a whistle here. That's going to be a free kick, although it may have been incidental contact. But Kohler's going to get the free kick. In the 4th minute of play here in the first half. Sent to a crowd of players. Shirts both blue and white, or purple and white, I beg your pardon. That shot scooped up meanwhile by Jackson. And Jackson will send this one in play. Nice header on the other end. I believe that was number 8, Cam Collins. A possible chance here for the Blue Streak. Ethan Higgins had it taken away. Slows things down. But it's Nafziger with the ball now. Makes a nice move. Not nice enough, though. Evan Collin with a good defensive play. Clears it out for the time being. Back to the goalie, Cheney. And he's going to exchange a couple of passes here before he finally sends it out of the box. And that just ricocheted off of Chandler Jackson. That could have been trouble for, at least as far as Archbold was concerned. Quinn Brown was in the area. Unfortunately, no points out of it for Bryan. Nice shot upfield, but cleared out nicely. That's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay in Bryan's possession with the throw-in. That went off the foot of Cam Collins. And it will be Bryan's throw-in. Short throw-in back to Reiser. And he has it taken away. Nice defensive play there. I think that was Collins again. Sends it across the middle. Upfield. Going to be a tough chance at a goal here. And Jackson very nearly had a run-in with Trey Theobald. He was going for the loose ball, trying to get a scoring chance out of it, but Jackson able to scoop it up. And a header on the other end. But a chance for Yosick to come up with the loose ball, and he does. Back to the other side of the field. Yosick in a crowd. Going to be hard to get a shot off there, and at this point he does not. Nice defensive play that time, though. I think that was Reiser, but still in Archbold's possession. Good kick upfield. Theobald with a chance at it, but scooped up again by Jackson. Well, Jackson getting a little bit of work early on, as we are in the 6th minute of play here in Bryan. Now that's Nafziger. No score so far here in Bryan between Bryan and Archbold. Bryan's had a couple of opportunities, but it seems like Archbold has possessed the ball a little more frequently so far in this game. Again, Archbold playing in their first league game of the season. This is the second league game of the season for Bryan. The first was the game against Wauseon, which they tied at 1 apiece. And that was right here in Bryan. Bryan is 1-1-1 on the season. Nice job by Nafziger on the defensive side. And he sends it upfield for Ethan Hagens. And cleared out nicely by Brooks Brown. But still in Archbold's possession. Right now, Bryan trying to create a scoring chance. They were able to have, I think, 2 possessions thus far on the Archbold side of the field, but we're not able to get any points out of that. This ball kicked out of bounds by number 5, Brown. And it will be Archbold's throw-in. We're in the 8th minute here in Bryan in Bryan, not at Bryan High School, though. Bryan High School, they play their home games here on just about all the time, really. Yeah, they don't share their home field with the football team like some schools. I don't know if that's common in Ohio, but I used to work in Minnesota, and in that state, it was quite common to share your home football field with your soccer team. Kidder sends it upfield. And there are a couple of Archbold players in the area. That's going to be cleared out. Looked like Tyler Mannon knocked it out. Or was that Brown? I think it was Brown, and we're going to have a corner kick for Archbold. That's their second of the game. I think in the first 5 minutes of the game last week against Van Wert, we had 5 corner kicks, 3 for Van Wert, 2 for Bryan. This is the second corner kick of the game, both belonging to Archbold, and it's going to be Nafziger to send it in. Toward the box, headed back. And it's going to be hard to get a clear shot out of that corner kick. And this ball kicked toward the sideline. That was awful close to going out of bounds. Toward the middle, Jackson skies for it. And like a receiver, snatches it out of the air. But this is going to be chased down by the Blue Streaks. Quinn Brown going for it. Can't come up with the ball, though. And again, Archbold continuing to control the ball for the most part. And that, I think, struck Brooks Brown on the hand, so no call. He strikes it. It's a handball. The ball strikes him. It's not. Actually, that was Evan Collin, number 16. And Hogriff with the shot. That's over the net. Over the net, over the fence. Going to have to get a substitute soccer ball, which usually they have those handy. And in this case, they do. We are in the 10th minute. No score between Bryan and Archbold. And Jackson sends it upfield. Nice header back the other way by Kidder. But he wasn't kidding with a header like that. Zach Seaman trying to control the ball. Able to get it to the Archbold side of the field, but that's taken away, meanwhile, by Collins. Upfield goes Kidder. Kidder still pushing. Looked like he was trying to get a shot off, but he had a defender with him stride for stride. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and it looks like it'll be a goal kick. And that will be the case. Reese Jackson has been fairly busy. Archbold has controlled the possession for most of this game, but only a few shots on goal meanwhile. And the shots that have been taken, Jackson's been able to snatch them out. We do have a lot of soccer left to be played. Kidder sends it back across the field. And there's, I believe, Seaman who knocks it out of bounds. Trying to give Bryan a scoring chance. Unfortunately, it's to no avail. And now Quinn Brown with the ball. He's got a group of Blue Streaks around him, and he kicks it right across the field. That's Brandon Yosick going for it. And Yosick able to control it for the time being, but can't get it away from Nafziger. And Nafziger just saves that ball from going out of bounds. Good job that time by Trey Theobald to keep it away from Tomaszewski. Here's Hofgriff. Could not get it to Clay Gehrig, but Kidder with it. Defender goes down, they'll play on. Kidder makes a move into the box. Shot on the net, headed out of bounds. A good pass by Josh Kidder. That might have been number 18, Ethan Hagens, who tried to head it in, but was not able to do so. No score between Bryan and Archbold. We are in the 12th minute. And a little low-line drive kick by Jackson headed the other way. Send it backwards to Reese Jackson. Well, that's taken by Kidder, and Kidder with it upfield. Gets past a couple of defenders, or rather one defender, Brooks Brown that time, able to cause the takeaway, but he sends it right back to the Blue Streaks. To the far side, or to the near side of the field rather, and Cam Collins. And Collins will send it upfield for Nafziger. Again, he saves that ball from going out of bounds. If you're not sure if the ball is on the line, it's still in play in soccer. In some sports, if the ball is on the line, it's out. Such is the case in basketball, such is the case in football, but in soccer, on the line is in. Across the field, and, well, for the most part, Archbold continues to control the possession. But this time, Quinn Brown sends it toward the middle. Yosick nearly had a chance there. Check that, that was Reiser. This one sent upfield. Jackson will guard the goal. Had the choice of either going up to get the ball, and, well, if he'd done that, chance of possibly giving up the goal. And the throw-in's going to be scooped up by Jackson. I don't think that'll go as an official save because you can't score on a throw-in. But Jackson will send this one back into play. Back across midfield. And taken away, that was Zach Seaman. And Brown sends it upfield. He's got Jackson chasing after him, but Cheney with a rather easy scoop. Noah Cheney hasn't been all that busy in the net for the Blue Streaks as this ball goes out of bounds. And we'll have a throw-in for Archbold as we are now in the 15th minute here in Bryan. No score between the Blue Streaks and the Golden Bears. Sun's starting to go down, and if I'm not mistaken, it used to be here at this field they didn't have lights, but nowadays they do. I think we are in that time of year, being August, where it does start to get dark before 9 o'clock. Typically in June and July is when it doesn't start to get dark until after 9. But we are past June and July. Going to have a corner kick here for Archbold. This will be their third corner kick of the game. Toward the middle. That goes off the foot of Collins. Still in Archbold's possession. Hasn't been cleared out yet. And we're going to get a whistle and penalty against Archbold, it looks like. So that will go back to the Golden Bears. Well, Archbold has controlled the possession for most of this game, but Bryan has not allowed a single goal. Jackson puts it in play. Good low line drive, though he did angle it. Bauman trying to chase it down when the ball goes out of bounds, and that'll be Bryan's throw in. We'll get a substitution here for the Golden Bears. It's like a couple subs have come into the game. No score in the 17th minute between Bryan and Archbold. Third home game of the season for the Golden Bears. Throw in off the chest of Brendan Reiser. He sends that one upfield. I believe it's Kidder who chases it down. Sent to the near side, and Nafziger unable to come up with it initially, but does keep the ball from going out of bounds. Would have been Bryan's throw-in. Kidder with it. Short pass upfield. Shot on goal, that's wide. Just barely. I think that was Clay Gehrig who took the shot for the Bears. And he just missed. He had a chance. Rather, she took the shot for the Blue Streaks, I beg your pardon. But it remains scoreless as Jackson with a low kick goes just across midfield. And that's taken away for the time being by Collins. This ball goes out of bounds, and that will be a goal kick for the Bears. So Jackson set to put it back in play. 18th minute here in Bryan, no score. I believe Bryan's only had one actual shot on goal. And that one nearly a handball, but it apparently struck Clay Gehrig. He didn't strike it. And he'll try to straddle that sideline, or that end line rather. And it's kicked out of bounds. So we'll have another goal kick. Bryan trying to go to 2-1-1 on the season. Archbold is 3-1 so far. And Bryan has played a league game already. Archbold has not. Headed backwards by Nafziger, headed forwards by Jackson, but scooped up by Cheney. Oh, that was close. It looked like Jackson, he would have needed to get it by Cheney, but if he could have done that, he might have had a sure goal. But another perhaps potential chance here for the Bears. Yosik on the far side. He sends it toward the middle. Brown with a little soft header, and that's out of bounds, just wide of the net. I believe that's just the second shot on goal taken by Bryan today. But they've had chances these last couple of possessions. We are now in the 20th minute here in the first half of play. Kicked backwards by Hogriff. And it's Kidder coming upfield. He has it kicked away from him. Brown nearly controlled it. Back to Kidder. Kidder trying to push. He trips, and they're going to call a foul there. Not sure if he'll get the direct kick or if it'll be indirect. But a chance at a shot on goal here for the Blue Streaks. Kidder will set it up as Bryan puts a wall in front of the net. Well, last week the only goal that Bryan surrendered was on a free kick. And, well, right now Kidder, he's adjusting his shin guards. I don't know if he's actually dealing with any kind of injury, but he's not walking off the field, doesn't appear to be in pain. I think he's just adjusting his shin guards is all that's happening. He'll be set to put it in play here with over 19 minutes to go here in the first half. And it's going to be a direct kick, but that shot wide to the right. So the Bears this time dodge a bullet on a free kick, and it remains scoreless in the 21st minute. Only the second league game of the year for Bryan. They tied Wauseon here at home. That's their only league game so far until today. Archbold does not have a league game that they've played yet. They won the Northwest Ohio Athletic League, a year ago. Shared the league title with Bryan in 2016. That one headed forwards. That's Theobald down the sideline, and he could not keep it in play. He was oh so close to taking that ball down the line and back toward the box. Tomaszewski puts it in play. Sent upfield, and that's Quinn Brown who comes up with the ball. Brown had a hat trick in the game against Paulding. He had a hat trick. Tyler Mannon, I believe, had 6 goals in that game. That was easily the biggest performance of the year by Bryan as this ball's kicked out of bounds. Jackson throws it in. That's sent upfield. Bears trying to keep it in play. They do for the time being, but it's going to be cleared out. Sent back to the middle for Reiser, and he has to work it out of trouble. As Archbold's controlled the ball for most of this game, Bryan trying to control it on this possession. Nearly taken away. And that's Kidder back toward the far side of the field. 24th minute here in Bryan. Headed up field. Cleared out for the time being. And Seaman sends it a long way in the air. A couple of different players battling for it, and we may get a handball here. I think that is the call here against Keegan Pettit. So we're going to get another free kick, this one from further away, though. And this will be Devin Whitty, to put it in play. Headed toward the net, and that ball gets knocked around, and I think the penalty here is going to be against Archbold. So, again, another free kick that does not result in a goal for the Blue Streaks. And right now, I think, well, initially it looked like a player had stopped to tie his shoe, but I think that's Brown, and he's hobbling a bit. That's Brooks Brown, and they're going to have to get a sub in for him. So Brown will head to the sideline. And right now he is walking under his own power for the most part, although now he tries to run along the jog along the sidelines, but having a little trouble putting weight on it in that circumstance. Headed across midfield. And a chance for the Blue Streaks, but that ball kicked out of bounds. I believe that was Collins. Collins would have had a chance had he fielded the ball cleanly, but he kicked it a little too hard. And it's going to be a goal kick here for the Bears. No score in the 25th minute. Jackson will put it back in play. And a long kick it is. Headed back the other way by Josh Kidder. Clay Gehrig upfield. The crowd of Bears around him, but a chance here. And Hogriff unable to get a shot off. Cleared out for the moment, but here is Kidder with the ball. He runs into a couple of Bears. Unable to get a shot off, though. Seaman kicked it away, and there he goes up the field. Kidder behind him, and he kind of forced that ball up the field, it looked like. Mannon with a shot on goal, but that's going to be scooped up rather easily by Cheney. Well, Mannon had the defender closing in, and I think he just thought that he needed to get that shot off as quickly as possible, and he did, but right at Cheney. Kidder sends it upfield. Jackson had to wait. That ball wasn't quite in the box yet. Now a shot on goal. Cleared out of there. Chandler Jackson. With Reese Jackson out of the box, Chandler Jackson backs him up. And we're going to have a corner kick here for Archbold. And that's put in play. Headed toward the net. That's a goal. So after the Chandler Jackson save, I think it's going to be Ethan Hagens who gets credit for that goal. So a 1-0 lead for Archbold. Still a lot of soccer left to be played. It will be Bryan's possession. Chandler Jackson able to save the one goal, but Hagens knocks it in. Seaman with the kick backwards. Sent to the sideline. And Yosick able to send it upfield, but it's cleared back across midfield by the Blue Streaks. Header to the near side. That's Theobald with a long shot, and that time Jackson snags it. That looked like a fingertip save. Well, Reese Jackson has been really busy in the last few minutes. That time able to get the save, but a 1-0 lead for the Blue Streaks. Mannon able to chase it down and force the throw in. And it'll be Chandler Jackson to put it in play. Jackson, who had the save just moments ago that led to the corner kick. But that corner kick did lead to an Archbold goal, and that's kicked out of play by Ethan Hagens. I believe it was Hagens who got credit for that goal. Jackson set to put it in play, right to Nafziger. Had to slow down, and he sends it out of play. And that was headed right to a crowd of people. That was a long kick by Nafziger. Well, this is going to be Bryan's throw-in. It'll be Austin Tomaszewski to put it in play. 1-0 Archbold here in the 29th minute. Across the middle of the field, and that's headed away by Hagens. And Collin trying to clear it out, unable to do so. And that time, Theobald couldn't get a clean foot on it. Shot on goal, and that's wide. That was Josh Kidder. He put a good shot on that one, but just couldn't put it in the net. And here in the 30th minute, a substitution is going to come in for the Bears. 10:41 and the clock running in this first half. Jackson with a low kick, and that's sent toward the sideline. And it's Theobald who comes up with the ball. Theobald trying to push downfield and nearly taken away. That might have gone off the foot of Theobald. We'll see how they call it. Nope, it looks like they're giving the corner kick to the Blue Streaks. And a quick kick in by Nafziger. Sent right toward the middle in a crowd, though. There were a few Bears there, and they clear it out. That goes all the way back toward midfield. Kidder, little backwards kick. Kidder pushing, runs into two Bryan defenders, but Kidder able to regain his balance, and that's going out of bounds, and another corner kick coming for the Blue Streaks. And it looks like it will be Kidder to put this one in play. Archbold has scored their only goal of the game so far on a corner kick. It was not kicked right in from the corner, but it was headed in from the corner. Headed in off the corner kick, rather. Going to be tough to do that here, though. Nafziger upfield. There's a crowd of Bears around the ball. And Nafziger trying to get a shot off, but good defense there. I think that was Reiser, and it was Reiser. Seaman unable to take it away. Still in Archbold's control. Nice move that time, and the shot is saved by Jackson. We are in the 32nd minute here in Bryan. Archbold with a 1-0 lead. That was the final score of last week's game against Van Wert. As Bryan tries to avoid a similar fate, they were not able to score a single goal for the rest of the game. Neither was Van Wert. But the 1-0 final score would hold up. Right now it's Hagens who sends it backwards for the Blue Streaks. And that ball nearly went out of bounds. And I believe that's Josh Kidder pushing down the sidelines, but he has it cleared out by Seaman. Sent back to the far side. And that ball is going to go out of bounds, and I wonder if we may get a tripping call here. May have been incidental, but looks like we got a yellow card here. That might have been Reiser who got the card. No, I beg your pardon. It was Tyler Mannon who got the yellow card. Sent upfield. Mannon trying to chase it down. Got a whole piece of it, but it's cleared back across midfield. Nafziger. And he sends that one way across the field. Jackson went airborne for it. It's the first yellow card of the game. And this one's sent upfield. That'll go out of bounds. And that will be Archbold's throw-in. Quinn Brown thought he might have that ball come to him, and that's going to be a handball. Looked like Quinn hit it with his arm. So we're going to have a free kick here for the Blue Streaks. With 6:19 to go in the first half. And it's put in play. Cleared out for the time being. Around the net. Couple of shots on goal. A little bicycle kick that time. And Jackson saves it right on the end line. Well, I said it was a bicycle kick. It was more like an attempt at a bicycle kick. I don't think he quite did the full bicycle. Taken away this time. And that's Devin Whitty. Almost has it taken away. Sent backwards to Nafziger. And he'll send it upfield. Hagens with the shot. That's wide and out of play. I believe it was Hagens who has the lone goal of the game so far. We are in the 35th minute here in Bryan. 1-0 Archbold here in the first half. First half winding down. And Jackson sends it upfield. Kidder out in front. Cleared out for the time being, but right back to Kidder. Kidder sends it upfield. Theobald Chases it down, has it along the end line rather. Cleared out, almost cleared out. Theobald back to the other side. And going for the header, meanwhile, was Cam Collins. Sent toward the middle. Header saved by Jackson. That was Kidder who tried to head it in for the second Blue Streaks goal of the game. The downside for Bryan is it's another corner kick for Archbold, and it was a corner kick that led to their first goal of the game. Nafziger sends it in, but it's headed out. And everybody's going to have to go a long way to get to that. That was a good long header. Nafziger keeps it in play. Seaman upfield. Mannon has it. Mannon, he'll send it upfield. Quinn Brown racing towards it, but Cheney digs it up. Quinn Brown was on his horse, but just couldn't get to it fast enough. This is Hagen sending it upfield for Nafziger and sends it a long way. That's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Bryan's throw-in. It'll be Tomaszewski to put it in play. 3 minutes left to play in this first half. As Bryan tries to get everybody set up for the throw-in. And it's taken away for the moment by Theobald. Shot by Kidder. Nice deflection. Chandler Jackson. But back on the other side. That might have been Hogriff. Meanwhile, Brown upfield. Gets away from a defender for the moment. And that's taken away, meanwhile, by Cam Collins. Collins pushing upfield with it. And that's kicked away. Kidder with riser stride for stride. And Nathan Neese wondering why there was not a call there. Shot on goal, and that's wide. That was Clay Gehrig, unable to hit the shot. We're in the 39th minute of play here in Bryan. Upfield, Kidder heads it up. Headed back the other way by the Bears, and Seaman couldn't come up with the ball. Kidder the shot, wide again. But a minute and a half to play here in the first half. Bryan trails 1-0 against Archbold. Jackson to put it in play. Does so up the middle. Low line drive kick. Kidder basically climbed the ladder to go after that ball. We're in the final minute. That ball sent all the way toward the sidelines. It's chased down for the time being by Kohler. Racing down the sideline is Gehrig. Gehrig in the corner. That ball's kicked out of bounds. That might have been off the foot of Brooks Brown. And it was. It'll be a corner. About 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Kick toward the middle of the box and headed wide right. And I think Bryan may just milk as much time off the clock with 12 seconds left and a whole nother half to play. And now Jackson will boot it. A low line drive kick. Headed upfield, a good line drive kick, but that's going to be the end of the first half. So Archbold leads Bryan 1-0 the score. Still a close ball game and still a lot of soccer left to be played. We are at halftime here in Bryan. We'll be back in just a matter of moments for a little first half recap here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
One thing that hasn't changed here at Bryan Ford Lincoln is our commitment to service. It's in everything we do. It's in our mission statement. Our goal is simple: customers for life. Kick back in our newly renovated service lounge or business center. We pick up and deliver throughout the local area at no charge. So the next time you need service on your Ford or competitive make vehicle, come out and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln and see why we've earned Ford Motor Company's President's Award 7 times running.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop, as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Welcome back, everybody. We are at halftime here in Bryan as Bryan trails Archbold in this boys soccer matchup here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Fourth game of the season for the Golden Bears. They come into this game 1-1-1. Have not yet won a home game. This is just their second league game of the season. They tied with Wauseon here on this very field just a couple weeks ago. A week ago, they suffered their only loss of the season. That was against Van Wert, 1-0. This Archbold team comes in having won the Northwest Ohio Athletic League a year ago and shared the league title with Bryan 2 years ago. But Bryan was 6-11-1 last year, so things have certainly changed for both schools. But a 1-0 lead for Archbold in their first league game of the season. An Archbold team that comes in at 3-1. Well, Archbold was able to possess the ball on the Bryan side of the field a little bit more frequently than Bryan possessing the ball on Archbold's side of the field, and only a few shots on goal for the Golden Bears. The lone goal came from Ethan Hagens. That was a header off a corner kick. That made it 1-0 in the favor of the Archbold Blue Streaks. That's the only goal of the game thus far. Bryan trying to avoid back-to-back losses. They would hope to avoid back-to-back 1-0 losses. Went up against a Van Wert team that had struggled the year before. Tonight's team, Archbold, certainly a much more difficult challenge. Again, they won the league a year ago. Shared the league title with Bryan 2 years ago. Well, again, we are at halftime, a 1-0 lead for Archbold over Bryan. We'll be back in a matter of moments for the start of the second half here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU Extended Basic Cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
You don't always see them, and they don't always see you. That's the time to call Jason Dietz Collisions and Customs in Edgerton. Many of today's vehicles feature very durable and lightweight aluminum construction, and we are proud to be one of the few shops in the area with the proper tools and certified technicians to bring that aluminum beauty back to life. Jason Dietz Collisions and Customs on State Route 6 on the east side of Edgerton. They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Back here at Bryan High School, at Bryan Field, the Golden Bears trail 1-0 at the hands of the Blue Streaks of Archbold. This is an Archbold team that comes in with the best record in the Northwest Ohio Athletic League. They're 3-1 overall, although they have not yet played a league game. Bryan has played a league game. That was against Wauseon. That was a tie just, I believe, a week ago Tuesday was when that game took place. A week ago today, Bryan suffered a 1-0 loss at the hands of Van Wert, a team that I think they would have expected to knock off. But it did not happen. In fact, Van Wert had played them close the year before. We start the second half now. Bryan with possession, and Josh Kidder will send that one upfield. But it's cleared back the other way. Back toward the sideline, and early on in the game, so far Archbold possessing the ball a little more frequently. But again, we're less than 20 seconds into the first half. But Archbold did possess the ball for most of the first half. Bryan was able to get a few shots on goal, but for the most part, Archbold kept possession of the ball. This one back toward the middle for Devin Whitty. Pass across midfield. Kidder trying to control it, trying to push through traffic. And Kidder pursued well, but able to get to the box. Has to clear it back out, and there's not going to be a clear shot on that pass. Shot toward the net, and Jackson scoops it up. Looked like Elijah Zimmerman, number 9, took the shot there. We are in the 42nd minute here in Bryan. Just barely off the foot that time of Chase Kohler. That was Seaman trying to get something going for the Golden Bears. Toward the sideline, and Zimmerman pushing down the line. Has to slow it down, though. Hogriff with a shot to the middle, and Jackson will scoop that one up. And here's Jackson with the kick across midfield, a little low-line drive. Ryan Quinn sends it upfield just to the right of Mannon. And that was Quinn who went down, or Quinn Brown, I beg your pardon. And we're going to have a free kick here for the Golden Bears. Don't think it's going to be a direct kick. Got to kick it from just beyond midfield. And it'll be Chandler Jackson to take the shot. Jackson upfield. That's cleared out. And maybe a chance here. And the ball goes past Zimmerman. Devin Whitty tried to send it to him upfield. He looked like he was on a breakaway from just short of midfield. And Zimmerman somehow keeps it in play. I don't know how he didn't knock that out of bounds. That was a good play. To the near side, and Zimmerman sends it back to Kidder. Toward the middle, headed out. It's cleared to the other side by Collins. Nassiger makes a move. Toward the inside, he'll take the shot, and that's too high. That'll skip over the fence. So we'll have to go chase that down. But Jackson will put the ball in play. We are in the 44th minute here in the second half. 44th minute of the game, rather. But we are in the second half. That's headed back across midfield. Down the sideline goes Kidder. He sends it to the middle past Jackson, and a sliding attempt by Zimmerman. But fortunately for the Bears, he could not get a foot on the ball. Back upfield, and Jackson bobbled it, ran into his own teammate, and fortunately he scoops it up. Well, that was Brooks Brown, and that was a near disaster. Jackson up on his feet. Appears to be okay. Well, he's not going to the sideline at this point. Nafziger trying to come up with it. Sends it back to the near side, and Hagens upfield. Jackson sliding for it and scoops it up. Andrew Hogriff looked like he had a chance at a goal there. Chance at a shot on goal at least. But Jackson scooped it before he could get a foot on it. Well, here in the second half, it's been similar to the first half. More chances for Archbold than for Bryan. In fact, I don't believe Bryan has really had a possession in the Archbold box just yet. They have taken a shot on goal. That was a free kick. Actually, that was not a shot on goal. It was a pass toward the box. Here's Quinn Brown, sends it upfield. Past Mannon. And Cheney will scoop it up. Zimmerman with the kick upfield. This is Hogriff. Had a couple of Bryan defenders right in front of him, and Jackson will get to that one just in time and scoop it up. He's had to do a lot of work today. And Jackson sends that one just across midfield. Mannon trying to gather it. Has two blue streaks around him. That one goes just across midfield, and a potential chance here. Hagen sends it upfield, but through a crowd of Bears. And that ball went off the head momentarily of Hogriff, and Hogriff looked like he got pushed. And now he wrestles Collin to the ground, and that's definitely going to get a whistle. And I believe the yellow card came out there. Yeah, you're definitely going to get a call, and there is the yellow card for Hogriff. Well, he definitely pulled Collin down around the neck. I mean, yeah, you might get a call for some shoving and pushing. You're definitely going to get a call for pulling a guy down around the neck. Chandler Jackson ready to put it in play. We are in the 47th minute as Jackson gets set to put it in play. And Jackson with a short kick upfield. Brown nearly sent it the other way, and he has to send it toward the sideline. Jackson there. And that's kicked out of bounds by Clay Gehrig. And was Gehrig about to throw that in? That was clearly Bryan's throw-in. Looked like Gehrig was next to the sideline. So Jackson, well, and now they're going to say that it's Archbold's throw-in. Well, I thought Gehrig kicked that one out, but the throw goes to the middle of the box, and it's cleared out for the time being. And that shot goes wide of the net. Chase Kohler with the shot there. We've got about 32 minutes to play in this game. Bryan down 1-0. Haven't been able to possess the ball on Archbold's side of the field very frequently, although they did once. Led to a free kick, but didn't really get any shots on goal out of that. Jackson across the field. Headed backwards and chased down by Kohler. And now Mannon will throw it in. Kidder trying to clear it out, but didn't get much under that. Brown sends it upfield, and that's cleared out in the meantime by Archbold. Upfield, Gehrig chasing it down, but it goes towards Zimmerman. He'll send it midfield. Gehrig with the shot right into the hands of Jackson. Reese Jackson in the right place at the right time to keep it at 1-0. Bryan still within striking distance, but have not had many possessions in the Archbold box. Mannon trying to take it away. Seaman sends it to the near side, but right there was Zimmerman. Zimmerman going upfield with it. Finds Gehrig. And Gehrig has it kicked out of bounds, and that looks like it will be Archbold's throw-in. And the throw-in goes to Zimmerman. Nearly didn't see Mannon coming from behind him. Cross to the far side of the field. And here goes Kidder. Well, Kidder's been controlling the ball a lot tonight. Josh Kidder, a senior midfielder, one of 5 seniors on this Archbold team. And Brown sends it right off. That might have been Collins. It's going to lead to a goal kick for the Bears. 30 minutes left to play in this game. A lot of time for Bryan left to come back. But it's a question of can they get some scoring chances for themselves. They haven't gotten many of them, not in the second half. Reese Jackson to send it upfield. And a long kick it is. Kidder heads it back the other way. Zimmerman has it cleared out by Jackson. And that looks like it's going to be, they might give the throw-in to, they're saying White throw-in. They're saying Archbold's throw-in. Certainly looked like it went out of bounds off of Jackson. So Hogriff will put it in play. Kicked up field. Maybe a chance here. That was a bit too tough of an angle for Theobald. It's going to be a goal kick. The ball went out of bounds before he cleared it out. So Jackson will send another one upfield. Jackson sends it in play. And Kidder comes just across midfield, and that kind of hit the side of his head. I think he was kind of shocked by the way that ball went. And a whistle as a Archbold player goes down. It's going to be a trip. I think that was Josiah Magallanes who went down. There'll be a free kick here for the Blue Streaks. Toward the box. Bumped toward the net and scooped up by Jackson. So Reese Jackson will send this one upfield. He's been very busy, really, in both halves. And we're going to have a whistle here. Mannon, like he had his arms around Kidder, and he's already been yellow carded today. He won't get the red card here. That's kicked on a line. And Zimmerman comes up with it. Kohler gets around Yosick. Toward the middle. And I think Kidder just headed that the wrong way, trying to head it toward the net. Ended up clearing it out instead. And that shot a little bit too high off the post. And how fortunate Reese Jackson is. That looked like it was going in. And a couple of players go down. No whistle. They'll play on. And that ball goes out of bounds. It might have been kicked out by Yosick. And that one's kicked toward the line. A couple of players battling for it. Hand kicked out of bounds. So that's going to be a throw in for Kohler as we get a couple of subs to come in the game. I believe Keegan McCashin has come into the game for the Golden Bears. They trail 1-0 in the 54th minute. 64th minute. No, that's correct, 54th minute. We're going to have a corner kick here. It's going to be Kidder to put it in play for the Blue Streaks. Sends it toward the box, and Streaks unable to put it in. Kidder with the shot, and Jackson with the save. Jackson able to snag it, and he sends it upfield. Mannon is there. It's beyond him. A kick back upfield. That was Keegan Pettit who sent it upfield. Possibly a chance here for Bryan. They haven't had many scoring chances, but the ball goes out. It'll be a throw-in for Archbold. Nafziger has it kicked out of bounds. That was actually kicked out by Reiser. Upfield for Yosick. It's beyond him. Here comes Kohler the other way. Sends it down the line. Magallanes has it taken away from him. That was McCashin. And Mannon has it kicked back the other way. He was trying to send it upfield for Quinn Brown. But this one taken away by Theobald. Makes one move. And saved by Jackson. "24 minutes to go in this game. Still a lot of time for Bryan to get back into it, but Archbold has controlled the ball on Bryan's side of the field for almost the entire game. Brown trying to make a move on the defender, unable to do so. Here's Kidder. Seaman with him stride for stride, and we're going to get a whistle. And this looks like it'll be a free kick for the Blue Streaks. And it's going to be Josh Kidder to take the shot. Looks like it'll probably be an indirect kick. Archbold already leading 1-0. That was off of a corner kick that was headed in by Ethan Hagens. It actually looks like Cam Collins taking the free kick, and it sends that one a long way. Knocked away by Jackson, cleared out by Pettit. Kohler has it. Sends it upfield. Taken away Seaman. And we're going to get a whistle, and that's going back the other. Nope. Going to be a free kick for Bryan. Not going to get a shot on goal out of this, not right away. Have to kick it from their own side of the field. It'll be Brooks Brown. Well, he'll just set it up for Reese Jackson. And Jackson will put it in play. 58th minute here in Bryan. Jackson sends this one a long way, but it's headed back the other way. McCashin trying to keep control, and we're going to whistle for a handball. It looked like he did bump it with his right elbow. And now Kohler will put it back in play for the Blue Streaks. Kohler sends it a long way. Jackson out of the box, had the save, now scoops it up. Jackson had to stick with that one. Well, he has been a tough customer today. So with 21 minutes to go, Bryan still with a chance to get back in this game, just one goal down. Headed back across midfield for the moment. Upfield for Zimmerman. Zimmerman pushing. Shot, and that went off his own teammate. It went off Magallanes, and that shot goes wide to the right. Off the foot of Miles Roop. So 20 minutes to go in this game. In the 60th minute here in Bryan. A 1-0 lead for Archbold. Still a lot of time left for Bryan to get back into this, or rather to tie the game. Maybe even take the lead, but so far Archbold has controlled the possession for a good majority of this game. Headed back across the field. Jackson clears. Long run, meanwhile, for Pettit. And he keeps it in play for the moment. Somehow comes up with the ball. Reiser sends it upfield. Manning trying to keep it away from trouble. And we're going to get a whistle. And it'll be a free kick for the Bears. We'll see who gets to take the kick. That might have been Hagens who got the whistle. As Chandler Jackson will send this ball down the field. Jackson with a long kick. Cheney there, and he tips it over the net. So a nice save by Cheney, but that's going to lead to a corner kick for the Golden Bears. They get their first chance at a legitimate shot on goal here in the second half. One to nothing in favor of Archbold. Short kick, right to Manning, sends it ahead. In front of the box, cleared out. And chased down by Seaman. He sends it toward the box. But that's going to be cleared out by Nafziger. Right to Tomaszewski. He sends it upfield, trying to get it to Pettit. That's headed toward the sideline and taken away by Kidder. Upfield. Kidder down the sideline. Cross midfield. Still with it. Kidder pushing a long way. Bryan had their first legitimate scoring threat of the second half, and Kidder's pass beyond the reach of two of his teammates, both Zimmerman and Magallanes, were in the area. So now Jackson will put it in play once more. '63rd minute. Low line drive kick by Jackson. Upfield, and that's kicked out of bounds. Goes Chandler Jackson, number 8 on the Bryan side, who kicked it out. And Kohler sends it toward the middle. Kick back toward the box. Zimmerman with the cross, and that's a goal. And a 2-0 lead for the Blue Streaks. And that's Magallanes, Josiah Magallanes, who scores the goal to put it at 2-0 in favor of the Blue Streaks. With 17 minutes left to go here in the game, Bryan's had trouble creating scoring chances. They need to create a couple of them here in the next 17 minutes and 11 seconds. Reiser sends it behind Jackson, and he's got to chase it down. Just does keep it in play. Still a lot of soccer left to be played, but Bryan has struggled to possess the ball on Archbold's side of the field. Kidder has it kicked away from him. And that's taken away on the other end, meanwhile. I think that was Kohler. No, that was Hogriff. And that was deflected, meanwhile. Cashin sends it across the field, but once again, it's cleared out by the Blue Streaks, and this ball will go out of bounds, and it'll be an Archbold throw-in. Sub will come in for the Streaks. 16:10 to go in this game. Zimmerman puts it in play. And kick nearly went out of bounds. Good save, though, by Zimmerman. And he pushes down the line. Into the box. Zimmerman has it cleared out by the Bears. Quinn Brown will send it upfield. But there's only one Bear in the area. That's Tyler Mannon, and he had a bunch of white jerseys around him. Toward the sideline, Zimmerman. And he'll send it upfield. Magallanes trying to chase it down, but it's kicked out of bounds by Brown. Magallanes had the goal moments ago that made it 2-0 in Archbold's favor. Zimmerman nearly had it cleared out along the line toward the middle of the field. That could have been an easy shot on goal for Theobald. Upfield, Mannon trying to chase it down, but Cheney is there, and he clears it out. And this ball will go out of bounds. The 65th minute of play here in Bryan. 2-0, Bryan trails Archbold. Trying to pick up their first home win of the season, but they've struggled to possess the ball on Archbold's side of the field. Archbold has really gotten themselves a lot more scoring chances than Bryan has as this ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Bryan. A short throw into Quinn Brown. And Kidder unable to keep that one in play, try as he might. And this will be Brooks Brown to put it in. Short throw-in. Could be a potential chance here for the Blue Streaks. It was Josiah Kildinger who brought it down the field, and this will be another throw-in for Archbold. Short throw to Kidder. Gets around the defender. And McCashin sends it upfield for Brown. And that one is taken away by Kohler. Kohler has it stripped away and down the field, but that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Streaks. 13:08 on the clock. Kohler sends it to the other side of the field. Long way to chase it down for Devin Whitty. And that ball will go out of bounds with less than 13 minutes to go in the game, and Bryan trailing 2-0. Trying to avoid falling to 1-2-1 on the season. As 3 games, including this one, have been at home. As after starting the season off with a 15-1 victory over Paulding, they get this one up ahead to Zimmerman, past the defense. Zimmerman makes the keeper miss, but kicks it out of bounds. Nope, that stayed in play. And I'm not sure he wasn't offsides to begin with. And a battle between both Kidder and McCashin will lead to a throw-in for the Streaks. Here's Hogriff. He might have gotten pushed from behind. The ball goes out of bounds. And it looks like we're going to get a corner kick for Archbold. Maybe a free kick instead. They're going to move it back to just in front of the box on the left side of the field. Well, it looked like Kidder might have been pushed from behind. But now he'll be taking the free kick. See if they give him a direct kick or an indirect kick. Well, Tyler Mannon gets set up right in front of Kohler. And Kidder toward the net. That's wide and out of play. So another scoring chance for Archbold that they're unable to cash in on. Reese Jackson will put it in play. Jackson will send it upfield. That's headed back across midfield. Mannon sends it upfield. McCashin will chase it down. And he runs out of room, and that might have been kicked out by Kidder. It was close. Nearly got a foot on it, but going to call it a goal kick. Cheney sends it upfield for Zimmerman. Kidder sends it upfield, but that's right to Jackson. And that's taken away from behind, meanwhile, by Archbold, and Kidder will send it upfield. Looking for Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets away from the first defender, and now he goes down, and there's the whistle for the trip. Less than 10 minutes to go. So we'll have a free kick here for the Blue Streaks. See if they get either Kidder or Hogriff to take the shot. As Archbold leads it 3-0. And it's going to be Hogriff to take the shot. And that's going to be a little too high. Quite a bit too high, actually. 8.5 to go. And Jackson sends it upfield. That's taken away. Gehrig with the takeaway. Off the hands of Jackson. Gehrig a chance. And that might have gone, looked like it just went off the top of the post or the bottom of the post. That nearly made it 3-0, but just deflected out. And we're going to have a direct kick. Another penalty, and it looks like Gehrig is going to take the shot. So a direct kick for Clay Gehrig to try and make it a 3-0 lead. Eight minutes to go. Takes the shot. It's in. And Gehrig pads the Archbold lead. So a 7:49 to go here in Bryan. It is 3-0, Archbold with the lead. And it looks like Archbold will go to 4-1 on the year. And Bryan will fall to 1-2-1. Mannon will put it in play. Again, Bryan has yet to win a home game so far this season. Had a tie here against Wauseon, then lost 1-0 at the hands of Van Wert. And a substitution will come in. That's the reason for the delay. That's Nafziger coming into the game. Well, Archbold has possessed the ball on Bryan's side of the field almost the entire game, especially the second half. Bryan was able to get a couple of scoring chances in the first half, but not able to take advantage. Substitution here for Bryan as well. And now we've got an issue with the clock. It was set at 80 minutes and 40 seconds. Right now it's set at 8:09. That's closer to what it was before. Right after the goal was scored, it was set at 7:49, but now it's been reset to 8:09. So 8 minutes to go in this one. And Kidder has it taken away. Chandler Jackson with the steal. But good defensive play by Kidder on the other end. Long kick upfield. Zimmerman is there. And that one bumped toward Jackson, and he's able to scoop it up. Good defensive play by McCashin. That's headed across midfield. Kidder's there. And he went down. No call. They'll let him play on. Upfield, Quinn racing for it. A shot on goal. Trickles past the keeper, but it's not going to get there. Trickled past Cheney, but unable to put it in was Quinn. He was close, and we're going to get a brief whistle And that's going to be a free kick for the Bears, it looks like. Well, it looked like there may have been contact from both players, but the Bears will get the benefit of the doubt here. Brooks Brown to put it in play. Sends it toward the middle of the field, and it's headed out. Zimmerman sends it back. Nafziger up ahead to Zimmerman. And Zimmerman looking to push downfield. Gehrig, well defended, and that's cleared out. That was Reiser who sent it to the near side. Looks like we're going to have a corner kick for Archbold, or make that a throw-in for Archbold. Nafziger puts it in play. And Kidder just able to keep it in play, and I think he's content to just let some time milk off the clock right now as it will continue to run. We've got less than 6 minutes to go, and again, Archbold has controlled possession of the ball for most of this game. So they'll pick up their 4th win of the season unless Bryan can put together a 3-goal rally in the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds. It's going to be very hard to do. Sent back toward Mannon and off his foot. That'll be another throw-in for the Blue Streaks. Back to the opposite side of the field. Brown trying to take it away. That's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Archbold's throw-in. Less than 5 minutes to play here in Bryan, and a 3-0 lead for Archbold. Toward the box, cleared out. As Kidder tries to chase it down, he does. Bryan trying to keep from being shut out for the 2nd game in a row. Tied Wassey on 1-1 in their home opener. And Seaman keeps that one in play. And that might have been a trip, no call. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Bryan's throw-in. And the throw-in kicked upfield by Kidder. Kidder pushing forward. Might have a chance here. In the box, he goes down, and there's the whistle. See if he gets another direct kick here. It was a direct kick that made it a 3-0 game with Clay Gehrig scoring, and it will be a direct kick for Josh Kidder. As Kohler stopped to tie his shoe for just a moment. 3.5 minutes to go as Kidder gets set to take the shot. There's the shot. It's in. 2 direct kicks, 2 goals off of those direct kicks for Archbold. Josh Kidder, who's had a heck of a game tonight, now gets on the scoreboard, makes it 4-0 in Archbold's favor. And they really have possessed the ball on Bryan's side of the field for almost the entirety of this game. So 3.5 minutes to go in this game. And Bryan will fall to 1-2-1 on the season by the way things look. We'll have another broad broadcast for you here on the Golden Bear Sports Network tomorrow night. That'll be high school football. Bryan will be taking on Woodward. That one's kicked away by Nafziger. And Seaman trying to play keep away from the Archbold defenders. Taken away this time by Seaman. And that one nearly stolen. Upfield and cleared back the other way by the Blue Streaks. That was Devin Whitty. Toward the middle of the field. That was Pettit. Has to send it backwards, and that gets past Yosick. That's kicked away for the time being. Chance here for the Blue Streaks. Sent toward the middle, Zimmerman the shot, and that's just wide to the left. So that'll be a goal kick for Jackson with about 2 minutes to play in the game. A game that has been really dominated up and down the field by Archbold. Jackson with a short line drive kick. Cleared downfield by Mannon. Brown pushing for it just a little bit over his head. And they go all the way to the far side of the field. Long shot, that's going to go well out of bounds. And with a minute and a half to play, Archbold is in no hurry at all. Bryan hoping to avoid the shutout, but this one sent back to the other end of the field and kicked toward the sideline. Zimmerman going for it, and he'll let it go. Throws it into Nafziger. Nafziger with a chance toward the middle, and that nearly was a shot on goal, and that's going to be saved by Jackson.
1 minute left to play in the game.
Jackson has been extremely busy in that box. Had some tough saves today. Seaman sends it upfield. Going for Mannon. Mannon looking for the shot, takes one, but it's wide. 30 seconds left to go. A 4-0 lead for Archbold. And they'll go to 4-1 on the season. It'll be a 1-2-1 record for Bryan. And now the final 10 seconds will tick away.
8, 7, 6,
Long shot by McCashin. May take another shot here before the clock runs out. He doesn't, just to pass up field, and that is how the game will end. Archbold defeats Bryan 4-0 here in Bryan. So it's a 1-2-1 record on the season for Bryan. Take a quick break and come back with a quick recap here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
One thing that hasn't changed here at Bryan Ford Lincoln is our commitment to service. It's in everything we do. It's in our mission statement. Our goal is simple: customers for life. Kick back in our newly renovated service lounge or business center. We pick up and deliver throughout the local area at no charge. So the next time you need service on your Ford or competitive make vehicle, come out and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln and see why we've earned Ford Motor Company's President's Award 7 times running.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU extended basic cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
You don't always see them, and they don't always see you. That's the time to call Jason Dietz Collisions and Customs in Edgerton. Many of today's vehicles feature very durable and lightweight aluminum construction, and we are proud to be one of the few shops in the area with the proper tools and certified technicians to bring that aluminum beauty back to life. Jason Dietz Collisions and Customs on State Route 6 on the east side of Edgerton. They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
And welcome back, everybody, to this edition of High School Boys Soccer on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Bryan falls 4-0 at the hands of Archbold, their second home loss of the season. They haven't yet won a home game. Still a lot of season to be played, but Archbold really controlled the possession for most of this game, kept it on Bryan's side of the field for really almost all the way from the opening kick to the final buzzer. 4-0 the final score. Archbold wins it. Ethan Hagens had the first goal, Josiah Magallanes with the second. Then Clay Gehrig scored on a direct kick. That was followed by Josh Kidder scoring on a direct kick, and Kidder really had a nice game, pushing up and down the field for almost the entirety of this game. Bears had a hard time keeping up with him. So 4-0 the final as Archbold defeats Bryan. We'll have our next high school sports broadcast tomorrow on the Golden Bears Sports Network. That'll be high school football as Bryan takes on Woodward. You can also hear that on WBNO, and you can see it on BMU TV. Until tomorrow, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Bryan High School. Again, Archbold defeats Bryan 4-0. You've been watching High School Boys Soccer on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.